Be honest, is your Netflix watch list a watch list or more like a cover art digital graveyard? Here are 7 Netflix movies that I know you meant to watch, but you didn't. You heard these movies were good, and at this point you're out of excuses. Some of the best movies for you to watch are just waiting for you to press play. And you know I saved my favorite pick for last, so without further ado, let's trim that watch list. Up first, you probably told yourself, I'll get to that modern western eventually. Well, eventually has become 8 years. In 2016's Hell or High Water, 2 brothers start robbing banks in West Texas while a tired, sharp Texas Ranger tracks them down. That's the setup, simple, right? But the real story is about people that are cornered by a system that doesn't care if they survive. What makes this special isn't action, which there is plenty of, it's restraint. The tension creeps in quietly. Every conversation feels loaded with no wasted scenes. And when watching this movie, you're gonna ask yourself, who's actually right here? This is the type of movie that doesn't shout to impress you, it just sits back and knows it's good. If you like crime stories with moral gray space, where nobody is fully clean like 310 to Yuma or The Town, Hell or High Water is for you. Alright, Texas is pretty big, but now let's go smaller, quieter, and tighter. With 2022's The Outfit, where an expert tailor must outwit a dangerous group of mobsters in order to survive a fateful night. You may have skipped it because it looked too minimal, old dude on the cover, too talky, not flashy. You got this one all wrong. This movie's basically a pressure cooker with suits and scissors. Every line of dialogue is doing something. Every pause matters. It's not about explosive action, it's about suspense and control. Watching it feels like playing chess with someone who's smarter than you. You lean forward, you listen closely, you're waiting for the move, and before you know it, checkmate. This is perfect for nights where you want some good old-fashioned precision. If you like films like Miller's Crossing or The Usual Suspects, you should fit right into The Outfit. 2 movies in and you could probably see where this is headed. None of these are passive watches. All these movies are going to pull you in, and our next pick is no different, and we're going to turn the intensity up. In 2015's Green Room, a punk band plays a gig at the wrong venue. They witness something they shouldn't, and suddenly they're locked inside with people who absolutely do not want witnesses. You might have skipped this because it looked too niche or too intense or too brutal. Well, it is brutal, but it's also smart. There's no Hollywood hero logic here. People panic, they make mistakes, they try to survive, and the cool part is, it all feels possible. This is the kind of movie where you start mapping exits to your own house. If you think that most thrillers feel too safe, this one doesn't. It's short, sharp, and uncomfortable, but in a good way. Fans of thrillers where people are in the wrong place at the wrong time, like Hostel or The Strangers, should get a kick out of Green Room. Let's keep scaling up to an all-out war movie with Fury from 2014. In Fury, a grizzled tank commander makes tough decisions as he and his crew fight their way across Germany in April 1945. Yes, it's a World War II movie, yes, there's tanks, and yes, it goes down. But Fury is not all about the spectacle. In Fury, you're trapped inside a steel box with 5 other men while the world's trying to kill you. It's grimy, it's claustrophobic, the tank feels like a coffin that moves. The film partly explores leadership under pressure, and what happens when protecting your crew means hardening yourself. There's a few scenes, and you'll know them when you see them, that completely shift the emotional weight of the story. Fury does a great job at making you care about the relationship between the soldiers and what happens to them. Fury is not just for people who like war movies. It'll work for anyone who likes challenging films that feel personal, like Saving Private Ryan or Enemy at the Gates. Next up, Viking screams, firelit rituals, and the thirst for blood. Circle back to that watch list and check off 2022's The Northman. In The Northman, a prince watches his father die and dedicates his life to revenge. Simple myth, ancient story, but this movie still looks modern while making you feel like it's been carved from stone. It's violent, but also hypnotic, like you're watching a legend unfold before you instead of a screenplay. And here's what makes it linger. It doesn't ask whether revenge is right, it asks whether your destiny is optional. Are you choosing your path or just fulfilling one? If you want something bold, something that commits fully to its world, this is that. Fans of Valhalla Rising or Gladiator will find a home with The Northman. Now, you know, sometimes I gotta put a controversial pick on this list. Audiences and critics dogged this one, but it's starting to gain a bit of a cult following. In Under the Silver Lake from 2018, a drifting guy in Los Angeles becomes obsessed with solving his neighbor's disappearance and starts uncovering strange patterns, codes, and hidden messages. Some people turned it off halfway through, and I get it, it's not for everybody, and honestly, it's longer than it needs to be. But if you're into puzzle solving, conspiracy theories, and mystery, this one could be a lot of fun. The obsession with clues, the need to decode everything, the belief that there must be meaning behind every symbol is the bread and butter of this movie. But what if the mystery isn't the point? It's the type of movie that you finish and immediately want to debate, not because it gives you the answers, but because it doesn't. If you've ever fallen down a YouTube rabbit hole at 2 a.m., or like movies like Mulholland Drive or Vanilla Sky, you might like Under the Silver Lake more than you expect. And finally, my favorite pick on the list, and the one you really should not delay anymore, 2023's The Iron Claw. The Iron Claw is the true story of the inseparable Von Erich brothers who made history in the intensely competitive world of pro wrestling in the early 1980s. I think maybe some people are putting this one off because they don't like pro wrestling, or because it's starring Zac Efron, and maybe they don't see him as a serious actor based off of his former teen idol reputation. Well, I'll be the one to tell you it's about a whole lot more than pro wrestling, and not only is Zac Efron serious in this film, but he's outstanding. In my opinion, he should have been up for Best Actor and arguably even the winner for this performance. The Iron Claw is about family, expectations, and the father who believes that pressure creates greatness and what that pressure actually does to those closest to him. It's superbly acted throughout and pretty restrained given the spectacle that is pro wrestling. What happens when love, pressure, and ambition get tangled together? By the end, you're not thinking about wins or losses, you're thinking about what's really important. The Iron Claw is the movie on this list that will stay with you the longest, similar to films like The Wrestler and Fences. There you have it, 7 Netflix movies you should have watched by now. So which one of these are you finally pressing play on? If this helped you cut through the noise, or if you love film and want to stay up on everything that streaming has to offer, subscribe to the MovieSnacks community. And as always, thank you for watching, and until next time.